Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. This is the last part of our video lessons on numbers and equations. And in this particular video lesson, we are going to look at the simultaneous linear equation, and then we proceed to look at what problems under the simultaneous linear equation as well as the quadratic equation. And finally, we look at the undefined equation. So to get the best out of this video lesson, do well to get your writing materials and also watch this video lesson till the end. Before we look at calculations under the simultaneous linear equation, it is important to understand what a simultaneous linear equation is. In mathematics, a simultaneous linear equation consists of two or more pairs of linear equations which have the same unknown. And what does that mean? We have this pair of linear equation. If we look at this equation, the power of x here is 1, the power of y is also 1, the power of x is 1, the power of y is 1. And in one of our video lessons, we talked about the linear equation. I will say a linear equation is simply an equation in which the highest power of the unknown is equal to 1. So if we take a look at these equations, the power of this unknown are 1. So in this case, we can clearly call this a linear equation, and we can also call this a linear equation. Looking at this other equation, the power of a is 1, the power of b is 1, the power of a is 1, and also the power of b is 1. So if you look at these four equations closely, we can call them a linear equation. Now, why do we now call it a simultaneous linear equation? It is called a simultaneous linear equation because you have two different linear equations, but the unknown are the same. What does that mean? It means that if x is 5, x will also be 5 in this case. If y is 0, y will also be 0 in this equation. So that's why we have what simultaneous, occurring at the same time or having the same value. So we have two linear equations having the same unknown. Also, if we take a look at this equation, if a is, let's say, minus 1, in this other equation, a will also be minus 1. And if b is, let's say, 0, b will also be 0. So in essence, a simultaneous linear equation consists of two pairs of equations, two or more pairs of equations rather, which have the same unknown. There are three methods for solving the simultaneous linear equation, but in the course of this video lesson, we are going to look at two, which are the substitution method and then the elimination method. And it is important to know when to use this method. Let's start with the substitution method. The substitution method is best used when one of the unknown has a coefficient of 1. So if we take a look at this first pair of linear equation, we find out that the coefficient of y in this equation is 1. Also, the coefficient of y in this equation is 1. So we can best solve this pair of linear equation using the substitution method. Otherwise, we best use the elimination method. So we look at how to calculate. So we have 3x plus y is equal to something, and 2x minus y is equal to 8. So we'll make this one to be our equation 1, and this will be our equation 2. So from equation 1, I'm going to write the equation 1, which is 3x plus y is equal to 17. So I'm going to make this one that has the coefficient of y to be the subject of the formula. And what do we mean by subject of the formula in mathematics? It means that it will stand alone. So y should stay alone on this side of the equation. Meaning I'm going to take 3x to the other side. So when I do that, I write that y is equal to 17. If I move 3x to this other side of the equation, it becomes minus 3x. So now, from this y that I've made subject a formula, I'm going to substitute it into the other equation, not that same equation. So I'm going to substitute y, substitute the value of y into equation 2. So if I made y subject a formula from equation 2, I'm going to substitute into equation 1. If I made it subject a formula from equation 1, I'm going to substitute it into equation 2. You must substitute it into the other equation. So now our equation 2 is 2x minus y is equal to 8. Now I'm going to, in place of y, I'm going to write it as 17 minus 3x. So this is now 2x minus, in the place of y, I'm going to write 17 minus 3x. So this will now be 17 minus 3x is equal to 8. So I have this as 2x. When we open this bracket, we are going to have it as minus 17. Minus times minus is plus. That's plus 3x is equal to 8. So next, I have this as 2x. This plus 3x is equal to 8. Now I'm going to collect like terms. I'll take this minus 17 to the last side of the equation, which makes it become plus 17. 2x plus 3x is 5x. Then 8 plus 17 is 25. Then when I divide both sides by 5, when I divide both sides by 5 will cancel out 5. So x is equal to 25 divided by 5 will give us 5. So therefore, from calculation, x is equal to 5. So now we have looked at the value of x. We are able to calculate the value of x. We have to also find the value of y. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pick any of the equation. It can be equation 1 or equation 2. So let's pick equation 1. Equation 1 is 3x plus y is equal to 17. And from calculation, we know that the value of x is 5. So in place of x, I'm going to put 5. So this becomes 3 times 5 plus y is equal to 17. So 3 times 5 is 15. Now 15 plus y is equal to 17. So when we collect like terms, we are going to have as y is equal to 17 minus 15. And 17 minus 15 is equal to 2. So therefore, the value of x is 5 and also the value of y is 2. So when you have done this, you can always verify if you are correct. You can place this value into any of the equation and check if you are correct. For example, 3 times 5, which is x, is 15. 15 plus 2, which will give us 17. And also in the second equation, 2 times 5 is 10. Then 10 minus 2 will give us 8. So when you are done calculating, you can always verify if you are correct. And second question, we have a pair of linear equations to find the unknown. Now, if we take a look at these two equations, we find out that the quotient of A is 2, the quotient of B is 5, the quotient of A is 3, and the quotient of B is 2. So none of them has the quotient of 1. So we can use the solution method, but it will be very tedious. Then we have to resolve to the elimination method. We have to use the elimination method. Now, what's the elimination method all about? So it's very simple. Like we said, in a simultaneous linear equation, we have two unknown, and we can't do for these two unknown at the same time. We have to do away with one so I can find the other one. So in this elimination method, we can either eliminate one of the unknown to find the other unknown. So it's either I eliminate B so that I can easily find A, or I eliminate A so that I can easily find B. And how can we eliminate? It's a very simple step. So let's say we want to eliminate A from this equation, we want to remove A from this equation. What are we going to do? We are going to look at the quotient of this A in both equations. Now the quotient of A in this equation is 2. I'll use these 2 to multiply the other equation. So this other equation times 2. Now the quotient of A here is 3. I'm going to use 3 to multiply the other equation. So this other equation times 3. So if I'm to eliminate B, the quotient of B is 2. I'm going to use 2 to multiply this other equation. And the quotient of B is 5. I'm going to use this 5 to multiply this other equation. But in this case, we are eliminating A. So use the quotient of A to multiply the other equation. So now 2A times 3 is 6A. 5B times 3 is 15B. Then 2 times 3 is 6. Now 3A times 2 is 6A. 2B times 2 is 4B. And 25 times 2 is 50. Then we can eliminate. Now when we eliminate 6A minus 6A is 0, this is the reason why it's called the elimination method, because one has to go for you to find the other one. So A is out. So now 15B minus 4B will give us 11B is equal to 6 minus 50 is minus 44. So when we divide both sides by 11, 11 will cancel 11. So when we do that, this is equal to minus 44 divided by 11 is 4. So therefore, the value of B is minus 4. Since we know that the value of B is minus 4, we can now go ahead to find the value of A. Now we can pick any of the equation. It can be equation 1 or equation 2. Let me pick equation 1. Equation 1 is 2A plus 5B is equal to 2. And from calculation, the value of B is minus 4. So this is 2A plus 5 In place of b, I'm going to write minus 4. So this is minus 4 is equal to 2. So this will become 2a plus times minus is minus. 5 times 4 is 20 is equal to 2. So I'll collect like terms. When I do that, 2a is equal to 2. If minus 20 comes to the other side, it becomes plus 20. So we now have as 2a is equal to 22 because 2 plus 20 equals 22. Then divide both sides by 2. When we do that, a is equal to 11 because 2 cancel 2. 22 divided by 2 is 11. So therefore, a is equal to 11 and b is equal to minus 4. So you can always verify if these answers are correct. For example, in the first equation, 2 times a, which is 11, that's 2 times 11 is 22, plus this times this is minus 20, then 22 minus 20 will give us 2. Also in the other equation, 3 times 11 is 33, and 2 times b, which is minus 4, that's minus 8. 33 minus 8 will give us 25. So yeah, it's important to verify your answers. In our third question, we have another pair of linear equations which we have to find the unknown. Now, if we take a look at this equation, none of them has the coefficient of 1. In this case, the coefficient is 4. In this case, the coefficient is 6. In this case, the coefficient is 7. And in this case, the coefficient is minus 3. So we can best use the elimination method. So in this equation, we are going to eliminate x. Now, the coefficient of x is 4. I'm going to use 4 to multiply this other equation times 4. The coefficient of x here is 7. I'm going to use 7 to multiply this other equation. So for this, 4x times 7 gives us 28x plus this times this will give us 42y. Then this times this will give us 147. Now for the 7x times 4 will give us 28x. 3y, this is a minus. 3y times 4 will give us 12y. Then 3 times 4 will give us 12. Then we can eliminate. When we eliminate, 28 minus 28x is 0. So in this case, we are able to eliminate x, meaning we can simply find y. Now, 42 minus minus, in mathematics, minus times minus is plus. So it means 42 plus 12, and that will give us 54y. Then 147 minus 12, that will give us 135. The next thing we have to do is to divide both sides by 54. So 54 will cancel 54. That's y is equal to 135 over 54. Now 37 can divide both numbers. So when 37 divides both numbers, we are going to have that as 5 over 2. So therefore, y is equal to 5 over 2 or 2 number 1 over 2. So this is the value of 1. Since we know that the value of y is 5 over 2 or 2 number 1 over 2, we can now go ahead to find the value of x. And from our equation 1, which is 4x plus 6y is equal to 21. And by calculation, y is 5 over 2. So in place of y, I'm going to write 5 over 2 is equal to 21. So next, we have it as 6 times 5 over 2. And in mathematics, bracket means multiplication. 6 times 5 is 30. 30 divided by 2 is 15. So we have it as 4x plus 15 is equal to 21. So we'll collect like terms. So we have it as 4x is equal to 21. If plus 15 comes to the other side, we are going to have that minus 15. So 4x is equal to 21 minus 15 is 6. Then we divide both sides by 4. When we divide, 4 will cancel 4. So therefore, x is equal to 6 over 4. But we can break down this fraction. So it becomes 3 over 2 or 1 whole number 1 over 2. So therefore, x is equal to 3 over 2 and y is equal to 5 over 2. So these are the values of the unknown. So in the second part of this video lesson, we are going to look at word problems under simultaneous linear equation and also quadratic equation. So we have a question on the board which says that James is 30 years older than Mary. In 7 years' time, James will be twice as old as Mary. Find their present age. So before we solve this question, let's quickly understand something. If we have two individuals, let's say A and B, and A is 10 years, and we are told that B is 15 years older than A, it simply means that B is 15 plus 10, and that will give us 25 years. So in this case, we don't know Mary's age, neither do we know James' age. At present, we can say let Mary's age be X. Remember that James is 30 years older than Mary. Simply means that if Mary is X, James will be X plus 13. So let James' age be X plus 13. So this is James' age. So now the second part of the question says in 7 years' time. In 7 years' time, let's just say I am 10 years. In 7 years' time, I'll be 10 plus 7, that's 17. So in 7 years' time, it means that Mary's age will be X plus 7 in 7 years' time. So James' age will be X plus 13 plus 7, and that will give us X plus 20. So in 7 years' time, Mary's age will be X plus 7, and in 7 years' time, James' age will be X plus 20. In 7 years' time, James will be twice as old as Mary, and in 7 years' time, we know that James' age is X plus 20. So James' age will be twice that of Mary's age, and Mary's age in 7 years' time is X plus 7. So what I'm going to do, we are going to have this as X plus 20 is equal to 2 times X is 2X, then 2 times 7 is 14. Now to collect like this, I'll take 2X to this side, so I have that X minus 2X is equal to, on this side I have 14. If I take plus 20 to the other side, it comes minus 20. So next we have it as X minus 2X is minus X is equal to 14 minus 20 is minus 6. So we'll divide both sides by minus, the other side by minus. Minus we take off minus, minus we take off minus. So lastly, we have that X is equal to what? 6 years. So that will tell us that at present, Mary's age is 6 years. That means that James will be 6 plus 13. And 6 plus 13 gives us 19 years. So that means their present ages are 6 and 19 years respectively. So our fifth question on the board says that we find two numbers which differ by 4 and whose product is 45. So we are looking for two numbers and we don't know the numbers. So we can simply say that let the numbers be X and Y. Numbers be X and Y. So it says that their difference, that's subtraction, means you say X minus Y, the difference we are going to get is 4. So we can simply say that as X minus Y is equal to 4. And it says whose product? Product means multiplication, that's X times Y. When we take their product, X times Y, it will give us 45. So this is like an equation 1 and this equation 2. So from equation 1, we are going to make X the subject of the formula. So I'm going to have it as X is equal to 4. If I take minus Y to this other side, it will be plus Y. So I'll substitute this into equation 2, not equation 1, because I made it from equation 1. So I'm going to put it into equation 2. So in place of X, I'm going to place it as 4 plus Y times Y is equal to 45. So 4 times 1 gives us 4Y. Y times 1 gives us Y squared is equal to 45. So I'm going to take this to this other side and I'll rearrange this. So I'll take the Y squared first plus 4Y. If I take 45 to the other side, I come minus 45 is equal to 0. Now this equation we have is a quadratic equation. So we have the quadratic equation which is Y squared plus 4y minus 45 is equal to 0. And we are going to solve this quadratic equation using the factorization method. And when we look at that method, we said that we have to multiply this one with the square and the constant. And when we do that, we are going to have minus 45y squared. Now we say that we have to look for two numbers such that when you multiply them, you get this number, and when you add them, you are going to get this number. And what are those numbers we can use for this particular equation? They are 9 and minus 5. So 9 times minus 5 will give us minus 45, and also 9 minus 5 will give us 4. So we are simply going to add y to it. So we said when you get these two numbers, replace them with the middle number. So I will replace this 4y with 9y minus 5y minus 45 is equal to 0, because 9y minus 5 will give us 4y. Then we can factorize, pick them in twos, this and then this. What's common to both of them is y. When we take out y, we are left with y plus 9. Then what's common to both of them here is minus 5. Then we are left with 9 plus y is equal to 0. So since these two are the same, we are going to pick one, y plus 9. Then these two we are going to have as y minus 5 is equal to 0. So we can take each of them and make it equal to 0. So we can have it as y plus 9 is equal to 0, or y minus 5 is equal to y minus 5 rather is equal to 0. So from this one, I'm going to take this to this other side. So we have that y is equal to, if plus 9 comes to the other side, it becomes minus 9. And for this side, if minus 5 comes to the other side, it becomes plus 5. So y is equal to 5. So therefore, y is equal to 5 or minus 9. So we now know that the value of y is 5 or minus 9. And recall that we have two numbers, x and y. And our first equation says that x minus y is equal to 4. Go back to the previous part of this video. So now we have two values of y. So if y is 5, what will x be? So that as x minus y is 5 in this case is equal to 4. So x will be equal to 4. If minus 5 comes to the side, we are going to have it as plus 5. So therefore x is equal to 9. So it means that when x is 9, when x is 9, comma, y is equal to 5. So we also have another value for y. So in that second equation, x minus y is equal to 4 again, and y is minus 9. So this x minus minus 9 is equal to 4, and minus times minus is plus 9 is equal to 4. So when we collect like term, x is equal to 4 minus 9, and 4 minus 9 is what? Minus 5. So also we have it as when x is minus 5, that's in this particular case, y is minus 9 rather, y is minus 9. So these are the numbers. First part, when y is 5, x is 9. So 9 minus 5 will give us 4. And also 9 times 5 will also give us 45. So also in this other part, when y is minus 9, x is minus 5. So minus 5 minus minus 9 will give us 4. And also minus 5 times minus 9 will give us 45. So in the last part of this video lesson, we are going to look at the undefined equation. And an undefined equation is an equation in which the denominator is equal to 0. If you take your calculator and press 5 divided by 0, your calculator will either tell you mass error or undefined. It's very simple. You cannot divide something. So 5 over 0, your calculator will tell you mass error or undefined. Because in mathematics, you cannot divide something by nothing. And you can't have a loaf of bread and tell you divide the loaf of bread by nothing. It's not possible. That's why we're going to have mass error undefined. So now in mathematics, an equation is undefined when the denominator is equal to 0. So the question says find the value of x for which this expression is undefined. So we have it as 7 over x minus 3. So for this equation to be undefined, it means that this denominator must be equal to 0. So we have it as the denominator is x minus 3 is equal to 0. So when you collect like term, x will equal to what? 3. So when the value of x is 3, this equation will be undefined. So in our last question, we have to look for the value of x for which this expression is undefined. And in an undefined equation, the denominator is equal to 0. So it simply means that x plus 4 and x plus 3 is equal to 0. So it means x plus 4 is equal to 0, or x minus 3 plus 3 rather is equal to 0. So when we collect like term, x will equals to minus 4, or when you take one to 0, we are going to have x is equal to minus 3. So when the value of x is minus 4, when the value of x is minus 3, this equation will be undefined. So viewers, I hope you learned something from this video lesson. Don't forget to like and share this video lesson with your friends. Also, if you have any question or suggestion, do it to drop them in the comment section of this video. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, don't forget to subscribe so you always get notified as soon as new videos drop on this channel. Till you get to see my next video, do have a wonderful time.